Hey guys, this is Locke. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take on the Pirate King Gigantus at tier 10. First of all, I want to say that this is actually a pretty high skill cap to do this. Like, I'm attempting it at 107 KCP, but I already have beat it, so I'm already getting a plus 20 attack, defense, and HP buff. That, I mean, if you're beating it for the first time, you're not going to have that, so you probably can't do it at 107. You might need to do it at like 120 or something. But it's actually, I find that it's actually very skill based. Like, you need to, not skill based, like random number generator based, I guess is better. Because take a look at his chance to burn. His chance to burn is 89%. And if you look at my Gui, who has a level 19 skill, which I know a lot of people won't have, um, it's only at 82%. So I'm still actually getting burnt. I actually did this like many different times, and I had to like actually record it and then make the video after I had do a voiceover after I recorded it, because I failed a lot of times because it was still getting burned even with a level 19 burn resistance. So um, it'll probably take you quite a few tries to get it. And I also, like, if you look at the equipment of all the other units that I'm using, I actually have legendary gears, like a +0 legendary gears on all of them except for Dylan, so it's a +15 weapon. And I think I've talked about it before that I like, if you see a weapon, definitely buy it as soon as you can, like from the mole shop, whichever, regardless of the set it is, just buy it and then up it to +10, +15, whatever you have the red enhancement for, and that's going to carry you for a long time. The rest of the legendary gears actually is coming from the fields, from the hard exploration. Any of these 3-star, like the star exploration fields, gives you legendary gears. And as I said, the uh, the cap to do the T10 raid is actually really high, so you'll probably be stuck for a while. And while you're stuck, you can probably farm this field exploration. And since this drops legendary gears quite often, you can probably outfit your whole team with a +0 gear, or almost your entire team with a +0 gear before you attempt this. Um, but yeah, I found that it was pretty difficult. Even with the team that I'm using now, and even with this buff, I still failed like 5 or 6 times because burn got through, or I had to like, I accidentally missed avoiding one of his skills or something. So I had to take quite a few attempts to do this. I'm also using the Valdir pet. I feel like, even if you have a suppressor, I think this one is good as a what's it called, as a backup, because of a skill immune to damage. So if you accidentally were a couple of seconds late in running from his skill, you can pop his the pet skill to give yourself immunity, so you don't die in the middle of a run from it, right? And you don't have to restart. So it's just like one skill that you can dodge with Wilder, in case your team is you started running too late or something like that. So now I'm going to show you the playback of the run that I already did, and I'm going to do some voiceover. And I'm actually going to show you, like, how to tackle him as a concept. You don't actually have to use the exact units I'm using. Obviously, you have to use Gui and you have to use Len, but you can use any DPS. Rachel is my strongest DPS, and with my actual team, I can beat this in like a minute something. But it's no value to you because I'm already I already have these buffs, and I already have like a much stronger team, and people that are struggling to do this won't really benefit from that. So that's why I'm using Delins. And I'm also using Serena. You can use any of the healers. You can use Shay, you can use Serena, or you can use Karen. Karen gives you, obviously, res. So if you make a mistake and somebody dies, you can res them back up. Shay is actually not bad either, because Shay gives you like a damage decrease effect to your whole party while she does her healing. And Serena also is not bad, because Serena has 3 skills that are all going to heal. The heal is going to be much less than the others, but it's more frequent heals compared to Shay, right? So this is the team that I use though, and now I'm going to get into the playback and do some commentary there. So when the fight starts, he always uses the exact same moves in the beginning, so you can almost like memorize what you're going to do here and just apply it to the very beginning. Control your tank, move it to the exact opposite side, move your healers closer together, because he's going to do an AoE hit that targets further away, and just let Gui or your tank take the damage on one side. And here's the AoE hit. Make sure that your healer is out of that range. And then wait for him to do claw spit, move your healer on your tank on the other side, then move them all together and keep them away from Gigantus until he does the second hit after claw strike, because that hit actually does a lot of damage. And then kind of repeat it for a little bit. Make sure at this point all your other 3 units are together, and as soon as he starts using call out everyone, move everybody together. So this is why you want to keep the other 3 units together, so that they're not too far apart when you start running. And then you can move GUI towards them and then start running as soon as the enemies approach. And I find that Gigantus does a ton of these AoE hits, so this is the reason why you want to keep all your units together except for whoever he's focused on. So right now you can see he's attacking Serena, so I'm keeping her on one side and all the other 3 are kind of close together. And see, you also want to avoid that jump hit as well, because that does a ton of damage. And then claw split. These are the 2 skills that you want to avoid. And as soon as he does the claw split, again, I kept my team back until he did the second strike, because that strike actually does a ton of damage. So those are the 3 things you want to really avoid. And then after that, obviously you want to avoid the slow timed AoE hits. And he's focusing on Serena, so keep her at the other side, keep the other 3 together. This is kind of like a repeat now. You kind of have to repeatedly do this, and you might mess up at some point. I think I actually did mess up at one point, and I had Valder as a pet, so I was able to use that immortal immune to damage for 2 seconds and avoid getting my party wiped because I made a mistake. So if you have Valder as a pet, you can do that as well. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a repeat of this. Again, keep whoever he's targeting on, make sure you pay attention. So he's targeting Delens here, so Delens is on one side, all the other 3 on the other side, and I'm keeping everyone. So as soon as he does claw split, again, keep them all together and wait for him to use the second attack before you go in. There isn't really anything else. So here's where I made a mistake. So you can see I'm using Welder as a pet to make sure that they didn't die from that. And that's it. There's something you have to be kind of careful of if you're using Delens or some of the other units like Shay. They actually like to go behind the boss to attack. So if you're using, like, say, GUI to move GUI to focus on one side and everyone else on the other side, Delens or Shay might actually move towards close to GUI to attack him from behind or something like that. And so you have to be careful that you make sure that to move them back. You really want to make sure that your 3 units are as close together as possible that the boss is not focusing on. And as soon as the boss starts doing some kind of like a AoE, you move your tank or whoever the boss is targeting towards the other 3 units and continue running. Otherwise, you might get caught in an AoE and basically lose. I also find that it's helpful if the boss does the suppression effect more often. Like, he's only doing it once this run, but sometimes he does it twice or 3 times, and it's basically extra DPS that you get in while the boss is not focusing on you. So I found that also was helpful, and it's also, again, like, very random based. Like, sometimes you might do it often, sometimes you might not, so you might have to do it quite a few times before you can actually get a perfect run. And once you do get a perfect run, you can actually just clear it, right? You don't have to do that ever again. So I find that if you spend the effort to do it once and you actually get a good run, I find that there was a lag here because the boss was over there for some reason. But yeah, once you are able to clear this, spend a lot of times. If you spend like 2 hours to clear it once, then that's worth it, because from now on you don't actually have to do it, because you can just auto clear this. And if you want to do multiple runs, you have a buff to do it as well, 20% HP, 20% attack and defense, making it a lot easier to do. But yeah, this is my guide. I hope it kind of helped. And for all this effort, let's see what I got. I hope I got something good, but of course it's going to be something crap. It's let's see, drumroll please. A shark fin. Awesome, right? All that effort for a shark fin. That's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you guys next time. Take care, guys.